Out Landon Beaver after a delayed look in. Maybe he lost a hold of the second base bag. Either way, he's out. And there's one gone in the bottom of the second inning.
It's like the Little League umpire calling out, "Show me the ball, show me the ball."
Number 10.
Yeah.
So Beaver retired to start off the bottom of the second. Aiden Aguayo stands in. First pitch to the righty is swung through for strike one. We'll figure out how to score that Beaver at bat in a second. But now Aguayo, the UCLA second baseman, is behind Gleason 0-1. The pitch, fastball, called strike two. He placed it at the bottom of the zone on the outer part of the plate. And Aguayo quickly sits in an 0-2 hole. Gleason comes set at the belt. Out of the stretch, the pitch. Fastball grounded to the right side. Peoples shuffles, is up with it, and his throw to first is in plenty of time to retire Aguayo 4-3. Jack Gleason has faced five batters and retired all five. So the Landon Beaver at bat made things a little bit more interesting. He has gone 5 up, 5 down, and now Owen Pano, the lefty hitting third baseman, steps up with the bases empty and 2 gone.
So Beaver reached on an E6, and then he's thrown out 3-6.
First pitch to Pano in the dirt. 1-0 on the lefty.
That's how they scored it. I think it was the catcher, Harlan Hovatter, who threw the ball. He was backing up first. Milwaukee didn't even turn around and run.
1-0 the count on Pano. The pitch. Fastball called strike one. Right at the bottom of the zone from Jack Gleason on the mound. The count evens up at 1-1 on Owen Pano. Pano plays third base today from Ole Miss. Bats from the left side against the righty Gleason. 1-1. Fastball called strike two. Gleason's got the fastball working at the bottom part of the zone to start this game. He goes ahead in the count against Pano for the first time. 1-2 the count on the lefty. Gleason comes set. The pitch. Fastball tapped foul, straight back to the fence. The count stays 1-2 on Pano. Pano arrived just a little bit late for this Cotuit team. Made his debut with the Kettleers on June 29th against Yarmouth Dennis. 1-2 the count on him. Gleason's pitch. Fastball cut on and missed, strike three. Jack Gleason sets the side down in order for the second time in as many innings and keeps this game scoreless after 2 innings played. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left to the top of the third on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham is on the air.
Shiver in the dark, it's raining in the park, but meantime sound of the river, you stop and you hold everything. A band is blowing Dixie, double fall time. You feel alright when you hear the music ring. And now you step inside, but you don't see too many faces. Coming in out of the rain to hear the jazz go down. Competition in other places. But the horns, they blowing that sound. Way on down south. Way on down south, London town. Check out Guitar George. He knows all the chords. But in strictly rhythm, he doesn't want to make it cry or sing.
Still scoreless after 2 innings played here at a gloomy Lowell Park. The sky continues to darken just a little bit from a pearly white to sort of a sinister shade of gray stretching out over Lowell Park in Cotuit. The top of the third begins with 7, 8, and 9 coming up for the A's. Harlan Hovatter, the lefty, leads it off against the Cotuit righty Tyler Brashear. Ty Manalfi, who waits on deck, was just told by the home plate umpire Sam Finn he needs to back up towards his own dugout. He's only about 15 feet from the plate. First pitch to Hovatter is a breaking ball, called a strike. Bottom outside corner on the lefty. The count goes to 0-1 on him.
And he was told the same last night by J.C. Fernandez, the home plate umpire.
Now, this is not Manalfi's first time in the Cape League. First time with Chatham, but certainly not his first time in the Cape this summer. 1-0, outside. Count evens up at 1-1 on Harlan Hovatter. Hovatter was the answer to the trivia question, which Chatham A's player in the starting lineup today was also in the starting lineup when these two teams met at Lowell Park on June 18th. 1-1 pitch, fly ball left field. Hanley tracks it over near the line. Now he drifts back, he looks up, and it's out of here! Harlan Hovatter put a charge into one. It carried up into the wind and out over the fence and left. He leaves the yard the other way, and Chatham leads 1-0 in the top of the third. Second home run of the summer for Harlan Hovatter. The first base runner of the game for the A's is the first run across, and Chatham takes the lead first.
And now the race is on. How fast can the A's get 9 more outs?
Ty Manalfi, the lefty, stands in. Brashear comes set. First pitch to him. Breaking ball down and away. 1-0 on Manalfi. And what's the strategy in these games, Jake? Score one and then just hold on?
Score early, pitch fast. That's my recipe.
The A's have done that so far, thanks to the Harlan Hovatter solo shot the other way. 1-0 to Manalfi. Up and away. 2 balls and no strikes on the lefty hitting third baseman. Manalfi stands in the box in his third game as a member of the Chatham A's. Lefty hitting third baseman from Boston College awaits the 2-0 from Tyler Brashear. Here it is. Breaking ball lofted foul. Left side and out of play. 2 balls and a strike on Manalfi. I mentioned Ty Manalfi has already played in the Cape this summer. He started it with Yarmouth Dennis. Now between YD and Chatham, he's hitting 170 this season. He's 9 for 53. Brief conference between the 3 umpires. Home plate umpire Sam Finn twirls his right pointer finger, signaling let's play on.
I have no idea what that could have been. They were looking at something near the Cotuit dugout.
2 balls and a strike on Ty Manalfi. Bases empty and nobody out. Brashear looks in towards his catcher, Denny. The 2-1. Breaking ball grounded right side. Scooped up by the first baseman, Taransky. He wins the race to the bag for the first out. Manalfi is retired on the 3 unassisted, and there's 1 out in the top of the third. It brings Armani Guzman up for Chatham in his second game back with the team since he departed for the MLB draft. Lefty-righty matchup with Brashear on the mound. First pitch, fastball lined foul. It tails left side away from the third base line and bounces just in front of the corner, just in front of the fence in the corner at Lowell Park down the left field line. Guzman goes behind 0-1 against Brashear, who looks in towards Denny for his sign. Now he has it, glove over the head, the 0-1. Breaking ball, called strike 2. A loopy breaking ball from Brashear that hung in the air for a second and dipped to catch the outer part of the plate and put Guzman in an 0-2 hole. Leadoff man Jamie Palmise waits on deck. Brashear comes set. Is 0-2. Fastball bounced foul back towards the Chatham dugout where it's stopped by Jamie Palmise with his bright red bat. Count stays 0-2 on Guzman, who steps out to readjust his bright yellow gloves. The bright yellow of the West Virginia Mountaineers. 0-2 pitch. Breaking ball cut on and missed, strike 3. Second strikeout of the game for Tyler Brashear, and it's the second out in the top of the third inning. So far for the A's, just one hit, but it was the solo shot from Harlan Hovatter 2 batters ago that put Chatham out in front 1-0 here in the top of the third. The strikeout of Guzman means the lineup card flips over for Dennis Cook and the A's. Jamie Palme steps in for his second at bat today against Brashear. Righty-righty matchup, first pitch. Breaking ball lined foul to the right side. Over the Chatham dugout in line with the first base line. Palmes goes down 0-1. Palmes plays center field today for the A's and pushes Guzman to right. 0-1 the count on him. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball tapped foul. Palmes just barely offered at it, but got enough of a piece of it that it bounced the ball back towards the fence directly behind home plate and put him in an 0-2 hole. Brashear gets ready. 0-2 pitch. Breaking ball bounced softly down the third base line, foul. Owen Pano taps it in foul territory after a long wait. Messing with his catcher Hogan Denny before he flips it right back to him. The count stays 0-2 on Jamie Palmes. Palmes is hitting leadoff for the second time this summer. He led off for the A's at Hyannis back on July 15th. Hit the ball hard pretty much every time he was up. Came away with a 1-for-3 day. Reached base twice with a single and a walk. Dennis Cook said the next time he saw him play, he looked a little overmatched, but he looked at that Hyannis game as a positive. 0-2 to Palmes. Breaking ball cut on and missed, strike 3. Tyler Brashear, after the leadoff solo shot from Harlan Hovatter, sets the next 3 batters down in order with a couple strikeouts. 1 run for the A's on 1 hit thanks to Harlan Hovatter. No errors, nobody left. 1-0 Chatham. We go to the bottom of the third.
Chatham A's on the air.
We're 32 minutes into this game, and we are flying through it already in the top of the third inning. But we just saw a flash of lightning here at Lowell Park in Cotuit, where Chatham leads 1-0 after the Harlan Hovatter solo shot. The umpires have ushered every player off the field after the flash of lightning. So the A's defense that had gone out onto the field, begun its normal warm-up routine for the bottom of the third inning, has now come off the field and walked towards its own dugout. The Cotuit players who had stepped out of the field and had started swinging the bats to get warmed up to hit are into their own dugout on the third base side. Once again, the score is Chatham 1 and Cotuit 0. We're nowhere near this being an official game. They have not called this game, but we are in a delay. And the way the lightning strike delay works is that after every strike, it resets and we are in a 30-minute delay right now. That will turn into another 30-minute delay if there's another lightning strike witnessed here. But right now, the countdown begins. The delay likely began right around 5:02, maybe 5:03, which means the earliest we can resume play is at 5:32. So we are in lightning delay. In order for this game to be an official game, it needs to either go the 5 full innings, and then the umpire crew can call it early, and it'll be an official game. Or it can go 4.5 innings, and if the home team, the Kettleers, are winning after the top of the 4th inning, you can call it there as well.
And Chase, just to be clear, they may say we're going to
be the case. I'm standing under a tent here, Diamond Side at Lowell Park. One of our writers, Harris Pemberton, just decided to step out, check the rain. He says it's not currently raining, so much appreciated to him. The lightning delay will go for another around 27 or so minutes, but the rain is a whole other factor. To reset the situation, Tyler Brashear, the Cotuit pitcher, has faced 10 batters. He's struck out 3 of them. The only batter to reach base for the A's is Harlan Hovatter this game. The caveat is that Harlan Hovatter blasted a solo shot over the left field fence, and that's the difference in this game. That's the only run of the game for either team. Chatham has 1, Cotuit has nothing, because the Kettleers, against the Chatham starter Jack Gleason, have yet to muster a hit. In fact, the only base runner for Cotuit so far is Landon Beaver, and even he was on base for about 5 seconds in conversation. Gleason for the A's has gone 6 up, 6 down. A sign from the E6. That's really the only quote-unquote blemish on his line today, though even that wasn't on him because it was an error on the defense. And then that same defense promptly wiped the base runner off the board. Now the players for Cotuit are out of the dugout, and they're walking away towards some cover, really. The scoreboard at Lowell Park has been shut off. The pitch clock remains on, displaying 0-0-0 because there's no pitching happening right now. There's nobody anywhere near the field of play. There is a tarp out on the field. It's not unrolled. It's really just in a clump right near home plate because the tarps here in the Cape Cod League, they don't cover the whole infield. There's usually just 2 circles, one for the home plate circle and one for the pitcher's mound. So the tarps have been pulled out, but none of them have been unfurled.
And Chase, the Chatham players have vacated the first base side dugout, and they are now hiding beneath the first base grandstand.
Whatever works. Just for context, the first base grandstand goes up about 4 feet in the air. So every Chatham player from, 6'7" Noah Allen to 5'10" Rob Rispoli, though he's not here right now, is going to be ducking for cover underneath the grandstands behind the Chatham dugout on the first base side. The rain has started to come down as we hear the pitter-patter on top of the tent behind home plate, offset towards the first base side for our setup here at Lowell Park in Cotuit. Thunder can be heard in the distance. And Jake, I got to assume that we are probably not going to be coming back from this delay.
At least not today.
Well,
in fact, I'm willing to say that I'm 100% confident that this game is not going to be resumed today.
Jake
I was
Klein.
just talking to Steve West, the Chatham Athletic Association president, and Bruce Murphy, the Cotuit Kettleers general manager, and they both said they don't even know when this game would be made up. So it's possible that it is made up Monday. What's today? Tuesday?
Well, with the introduction of the...
A week from yesterday is a possibility because that is an off day, but it's also possible that Chatham has to come to Lowell Park during the day, resume this game, and then go somewhere else, either back home to Veterans Field, a la 1992 Championship Series.
Oh, sure.
Or perhaps play Cotuit here and then visit another West Division ballpark. So it could get interesting for the resumption of this game.
Now, would repeating the acts, the events of the 1992 championship really be the worst thing for the A's?
No, I mean perhaps it could bring Chatham some luck, but
now
hey,
maybe I'm reaching for things right there.
At the very least, as Steve West, the Chatham Athletic Association president, just told me, at least Chatham has a 1-0 lead.
Exactly. And I talked to Steve West this morning, and he basically told me that this game wasn't going to get called early. We pretty much knew it. There was rain in the forecast, but the hope was you can get this game in. Steve said to me, well, you'll get to drive there. And boy, did we. And we've enjoyed our trip to Lowell Park in Cotuit so far. Unfortunately, the weather is, it is just absolutely all come in the next half hour. I'm no meteorologist. I don't know just how much rain is going to come down in this next half hour, how much rain it takes to make the field unplayable. But the wind and the rain have already played an effect in this one. The wind contributed to the only Chatham run of the game so far. Really, the home run for Harlan Hovatter was a fly ball. It was a lazy fly ball that he hit in the air towards left, but he caught the jet stream. The wind just took it out over the left field fence, over the leaping Jake Hanley, who scaled the fence to try and bring it back. But that brought home the only run of the game. The question is now, and I think Jake has said that